checkmates, and chaos. Smash that like and subscribe button to keep up with my adventures. My mom had me and my older sister Joy while she was quite young. Whenever we went out with her, people often mistook her for our elder sister. She raised us as a single mom since my dad left her for someone else. Mom has always been overprotective of us, and she was extra paranoid when it came to boys. She would always sit Joy and me down and make us chant some words.
I am a precious girl. I'm not allowed to date any boy until I am 30.
Mom did everything to ensure we had everything we needed. She often worked 2 or 3 jobs just to afford rent. Joy, only 2 years older than me, was often left in charge of me because we couldn't afford a sitter. One day when I was 7, Mom left me with Joy and I was doing crafts when I accidentally spilled paint all over Joy's dress, her only nice one.
I'm ruined! Now I have to go back to wearing my torn hand-me-downs from our cousins. Here, you can wear this pretty one.
I cut out a paper dress from a magazine and handed it to Joy, but she was too upset to appreciate it. She would often stare out of the window, watching her friends play, while she was stuck at home watching me. The only fun thing I did with her was a game we played together, and they are sponsoring this video.
Joy, I found the perfect thing that mixes strategy with style. Dragon City. It's a game where we can create our own dragon empires. And guess what? We can even have dragons that match our personalities. Okay, you have my attention, but can I make my dragons the most glamorous creatures ever? Absolutely! You can collect over 1,000 unique dragons, including some that look like they've walked right out of a makeup tutorial. And you're going to love customizing their habitats. It's like designing the perfect home, but for your dragons. And not only that, there are dragons of your favorite YouTubers. Oh, and there's a vibrant community of players who trade dragons and collaborate in alliances to unlock exclusive rewards. I'm in, but if my dragons end up being more fabulous than yours, you owe me a makeup tutorial session. Deal. And to get us started, there's a special bundle for new players. If you download it by clicking the link in our video description or scanning the QR code, you'll get 15,000 food, 30,000 gold, and the Black Metal Dragon.
One day, Mom had promised Joy that she could go to a sleepover at her friend's house. However, I fell sick.
You can't leave your sister here alone. She's unwell, and I can't take her to work with me. You'll have another chance to go.
Joy was beyond angry. So, I guess my life is all about raising you now. She tried to stay home and take care of me, but I guess she'd had enough that day. She yelled, "I can't do this anymore," and stormed out to go to her friend's house, leaving me alone. I tried to follow her down the stairs, but I tripped and fell, hurting my leg badly. When Mom came home and saw me crying and hurt, she was furious. Mom grounded Joy, saying she couldn't go out with her friends for a very long time. Joy just got angrier every day. She stopped talking to me and would just glare at me like it was all my fault. I felt really bad and wished I hadn't gotten sick that day. When I was 14, Mom decided to take us along to help her with work. She was working as a cleaner for a rich family. Joy and I were always arguing, so to keep us occupied when we weren't assisting her, Mom bought us a chess set.
You two had better learn to play this.
Joy had no interest in chess. She was always preoccupied with makeup and talking about Dan, a boy she had a crush on at one of Mom's jobs. I had never met Dan, but from Joy's descriptions, he sounded handsome. One day, while Mom was cleaning a client's house, I sneaked into his office. He had an amazing chess set. I set it up and started playing alone when he walked in. I'm so sorry. I just wanted to try it out.
I've been watching you play by yourself for the last hour. I'm impressed. Would you like to play against someone?
I've never played against anyone, but I can try. He sat down to play with me. Feeling nervous, I imagined that I was alone, and to my surprise, I won in less than 5 minutes. We played over 10 games, and I won each time. Checkmate.
Whoa, I didn't see that coming. Maybe I've lost touch with the game.
After many tries, he finally admitted defeat. He showed me his trophies from various chess tournaments, revealing that he was once a world champion. I was astonished that I'd won against him.
Maybe you need a younger challenger.
He then introduced me to his son Dan, who was incredibly handsome.
This is my boy Dan. I'm training him to be a champion too.
Don't expect me to go easy on you just because you're pretty.
Bring it on. Playing against Dan was a real challenge, but I was beating him. Everything was going well until I noticed him swap a piece on the board. Hey, you've cheated. I saw what you did.
Don't blame me for being quick.
Just as I was about to win, Mom walked in and was furious.
What do you think you're doing playing with a boy?
Hey, I was just about to win. But Mom dragged me out of there and banned me from going to work with her again. Despite my attempts to explain my victory over the world champion, she wouldn't listen.
What have I always taught you?
That I'm a precious girl and I'm not allowed to date boys until I'm 30. It's Joy who's always daydreaming about Dan. I haven't done anything wrong. When When we got home, Joy was cold towards me and even threw my chess pieces out the window. What is the matter with you? Why did you have to tell Mom I like Dan? I just panicked. I shouldn't have told her. She was just being hard on me. As I went outside to get my chess pieces, I saw a posh car parking outside our house. It was Dan's dad. He entered our house and handed Mom some papers, then left. When Mom came in, I practically jumped on her. What was that about, Mom?
That nice man has decided to sponsor you for a chess tournament in Europe.
I was thrilled by the opportunity, but I knew Mom would be hesitant to let me go. Please, Mom, can I go? I promise I'll be on my best behavior.
I can't have you away from me, and I can't leave my work or we'll be homeless.
I was about to protest furiously when Joy stepped in and offered to accompany me. I can take her, Mom. I'll watch over her. Everything will be all right. Please, Mom. Joy can take care of me like she always does.
I'll think about it.
After researching the tournament and discovering the $100,000 prize, Mom agreed to let us go.
You can go, but you must follow everything Joy tells you.
We flew to Europe in Dan's dad's private jet, with Dan joining us. Once airborne, Joy imposed a rule. I was forbidden from speaking to Dan. She made it clear she was on the trip to get closer to him. Remember what Mom said. You have to follow everything I say. I was fine with the rule. To me, Dan was a cheater who nearly robbed me of victory. Deal. It won't even bother me. I avoided Dan throughout the trip, but Joy was constantly around him, laughing at his jokes. When we landed, Dan approached me with stories about places he wanted to visit. Listen, I'm here for the tournament. I need to focus.
Ooh, scary. I was just trying to distract you from the competition.
When Joy saw us talking, she dragged me away. You're already breaking the rules. That's one strike. 2 more and you're out. He approached me, and you're breaking Mom's rules too. We're not supposed to talk to boys. Mom's not here, and I'm older, so I make the rules. At the tournament, I quickly became a favorite, advancing to the semifinals, while Dan was eliminated early.
So, you're really good, huh?
Looks like it. I don't even need to cheat. Soon after, my popularity soared. During an interview after qualifying for the semifinals, Dan suddenly joined me and told the reporters he hadn't seen someone as good as me in years. And then he hugged me. Of course, Joy saw that, and she was mad. We're going home. I saw you hugging Dan. That's against Mom's rules. He hugged me. It wasn't my fault. Joy didn't listen and started calling Mom to tell her. I couldn't leave before the semifinals. In a moment of desperation, I tackled her, and her phone fell into a drain. I'll follow your rule, but I won't let you ruin this moment for me. You're just stealing my crush. You've always known I liked Dan. I was about to defend myself, but things escalated quickly. Our argument turned into a huge fight, and we were both shouting and not listening to each other. In the heat of the moment, I pushed Joy away, but she lost her balance, tripped, and fell badly. I was horrified. Joy, are you okay? But Joy was in a lot of pain. We rushed her to the hospital, and the doctor said she had broken her hip and needed rest for several weeks. I felt terrible. I'm so sorry, Joy. This is all my fault. Let's just leave now and make sure you get better. Are you insane? Go win that $100,000. Don't worry about me. I was only pretending to call Mom because I was angry. I wasn't actually gonna let you miss the semifinals. I was taken aback by her words. After everything that had happened, she was still thinking about my chance in the tournament. Aren't you worried about me flirting with your crush, Dan? Oh no, I don't like him. Not really. What? So why were you stopping me from getting close to him? I've always taken care of you. I never had friends or anything special going for me. And when I felt a little crush on a boy, he liked you. I wanted to stop it, but then I realized I really didn't even like that boy. I just didn't back off because I didn't like you having everything. I understand, Joy. You've always been there for me, and I've taken that for granted. You deserve to shine and have your dreams too. Let's promise to support each other from now on. No hugs, please. Your sweat stinks. Now go win that prize. I need some rest. Thank you, sis. I hugged her and left. The evening after Joy's accident, I was sitting outside the tournament hall before the match started, and I was startled when Dan quietly sat beside me, handing me some flowers.
These are for Joy. I thought you could take them with you to the hospital.
The flowers were Joy's favorite, daisies. It showed he really cared about what was happening